Hey friends, so I'm answering a couple DMs that were sent over to me. So this is kind of the first one of the DMs. I don't answer in my DMs. I'll read it, I'll tell you that I'm answering in a video message and then go from there. Mainly because there's a couple different things. One, if you're underage, I can't actually interact with you as a provider without your parents' permission. So first one. And then two, it is like your question usually is not very unique. And so we can help a lot of people when that happens. So it's better to actually ask in the comments so that I can publicly answer you over like in the DMs. However, I'm totally fine. I'm gonna read this because it's a little bit lengthy. I'm not utilizing the person's name, so we're keeping this very anonymous, but it's important to be able to kind of go over these things. So somebody saw a video of mine from 2022 on paradoxical hypertrichosis, and they did some research after that. They ended up buying a Braun IPL, and they used it on their face in the past 2 weeks, basically on like a weekly use. And they're seeing more terminal hairs grow back on the left side of their face and leading down the side of their neck and jawline. And it seems like it's paradoxical hypertrichosis, where the vellus hairs are starting to change due to the low settings of the IPL. And so they didn't realize this could be something that could happen using a home unit or an IPL. And they're not in the place to afford electrolysis at the moment, and they're underage, so it's like they don't know if they can get their parents to sign on for it. So let's like really talk about this, because one, I think that you're seeing a very temporary increase in growth. I also don't think that you should ever use a home device unless you're prepared to say that like it's a Band-Aid situation and down the road you will need permanent solutions, because most home devices are not meant to help you at all. They are a Band-Aid at best. They are not put at a strong enough energy to be able to provide professional results unless you already have terminal growth, unless you already have lots of volume in there, the hairs are really thick. And so typically a home device is not going to do any of that. Now, if you do have thick hair, lots of it, like the individual hair is thick, there's a lot of it there and it's black or brown, and you've got enough fair contrast to the skin that a home device can help reduce, there's a possibility, but you're also under 18, which means you're under 23, and technically you're still going through puberty. So like there's like a lot of layers to this. So first, when we shave an area prior to lasering it, we take off the tapered edge and we make it into a blunt edge. Okay, so I'm gonna take a pen here, and this is gonna be a little example. So a pen naturally has a tapered tip, okay? It goes to a point, okay? And it is thick at the bottom and thin at the top, okay? Now, when we shave, we have changed nothing to this. So now we took off the tapered edge, we took off the finer point, and now we're left with a thicker tip, okay? And often it's a harsh edge, right? It's not gonna ever look thinned out because a shaver just comes along and goes whoosh over the top of it. So in doing that, when your hair is growing out after the procedure, it appears to be thicker. Additionally, it then feels like it's thicker because you left the denser part behind prior to the treatment. Then we stunted it, so then we basically blunted the edge because we burned it down. And now that thin top is not there, and now we have to wait for this to shed out. And in the meantime, that means that if you continue to shave, it will always feel thicker because you will always have blunted edges there. If you were to allow your hair, especially after only doing this twice, if you were to allow your hair to shed out, fall out, and then come back around, you may see a slight change in growth due to the undertreatment of the hair, but it's so early in it that it might not be something that has actually caused problems. That being said, you are under 23 years old. So naturally, your hair is thickening up because of the testosterone that's in our bodies during puberty, allowing that growth and development to happen. Big shifts are happening with the hormones. And so you already naturally have an uptick in hair. Then we cut the hair, so then we made it feel thicker. And then we expedited a little bit of blood source to the area that can cause a temporary means of excess growth. It could be paradoxical hypertrichosis for a short period of time, and when your body regulates, it could go back to normal, or if it does not regulate, it can increase in growth. Okay, so those are the big things to think about this. So definitely, I would say at your age, do not do home units. I would recommend utilizing some type of facial hair trimmer that doesn't cut it down to the skin, but cuts it short enough that you can't see it. But you will still be able to feel it. So you wouldn't want somebody else to like probably rub on your face because you could feel the texture, but that's the best thing you can do for it. Next, it would be like bleaching, but you have to be careful with bleach and Nair because both of those are chemical and they can lead to chemical burns. And if you have enough melanin to your skin, that could either increase in brownness, or if you're not a darker melanin individual and you have like more of a fairer texture, it might look more red for a longer period of time. So that's kind of like, they're temporary usually. However, melanin has memory and it can increase over time. So the best, remember, if we're doing this, we're patch testing it somewhere we can't see that might be hidden by our hair, and then we can see if our skin can handle the bleach or the Nair in that space, and then you can do it elsewhere, or we're just trimming it down, okay? If you're prepared to know that there is a possibility of increased growth down the road with either waxing, tweezing, threading, IPL home use or IPL professional use, or like maybe not going to like a quality laser clinic where they're using technology that is professional and yielding high results, then you're gonna be chasing it for a long time and you will result in having to have hair removal down the road. I don't want you to think all hope is lost. I just need you to know that like the science behind it is those are some of the layers that we're dealing with. And this is why I typically don't answer in DMs, because it's so layered. And this could highlight things in other people's journey that will then help them. So first, what you can do going forward, use a small facial hair trimmer, the ones that look like lipsticks, and I don't have anyone, I was looking to see if I had any of them near me. Ooh, do I? I might have one near me. Let's see. Oh, I might have one near me, so give me a second. So we use at the office the Calm razors. They're really great for home use. They look like this. This one's a pink one. This is actually a knockoff version of the Calm. And this one was something that somebody brought into me because theirs wasn't working. And so what this does, I got it to work. It just, they had the tip of it off wrong. So it's a small, nice little sound. And you could go right up to your face and just kind of move it back and forth. Yes, I am shaving my face on the internet, okay? But in doing so, all I did was take and clip those down, and they still feel like peach fuzz because they still have more of a taper. They're down to the surface of the skin, so if you were to look at my face up close, it looks good. I actually have to have electrolysis today because I had a couple PCOS baddies come in on my chin. So I'm gonna have a student at me. But those are things that you can do, and it does help, right? So these Calm razors, you can get them on our online shop. If you go to my Zapmaster website, so thezapmaster.com, you can have it drop shipped to you. They're amazing. Some of the proceeds go to PCOS research. That's why I use them in the office. They have calming rollers that you can use as well. But drop ship one of these to you. We'd be happy to help you out in that manner. In the meantime, please, 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 no more home lasers, okay? As much as you can, unless you understand that going forward, you're gonna end up with excess growth, most likely, then like be prepared for that, okay? But this is probably your best friend that you can do going forward. And you can find them, the Calm ones are on our website, thezapmaster.com. Go to the shop portion and you'll see my actual like Shopify website is zapmaster.fun. It's harder to type into there, but you can go to my regular website and kind of go through it. But this is a great opportunity for you to do that. I hope that helps. I really am so sorry to hear that you are dealing with paradoxical hypertrichosis possibilities and that you're dealing with hypertrichosis in general. That's usually why we kind of default and go to these spaces. Naturally, your body was producing darker hair and it made you feel uncomfortable, and so you went after it. But remember, we're mammals. We're supposed to have hair. And so there's ways to hide it so that we can get to a point where that we can reduce it when the time is right. In the meantime, if you are feeling like you might be able to provide yourself like care nearby, look for a school, especially when you're younger, you're just starting out in life and it's harder to afford stuff. Schools offers rates like we do $20 an hour or we do it through insurance. And you can usually be able to find a practitioner that is like being graded on the skill of their work and get a lot done for a really nominal price. Or reach out to like something like the electrolysis.com website, and usually you can find a provider of care near you that might be taking discounts towards like youth or elderly and that kind of stuff so that you can have a little bit of financial break there. Not always the case, but it's always a possibility. So hope that helps. Peace, love, and hair removal. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.